Hello everyone, I'm super excited to announce to you that we will be launching our Ancestral Medicine course that's happening later this year in 2026. Now, how this course came about is essentially my brainchild and the journey that I've taken in order to really understand the ancestral wisdom of the East as well as the West, and really connecting them with how modern medicine and modern healthcare and wellness is practiced in today's world. Now, this course is going to spend a month and take us on a journey, on rather a crash course in understanding some of the healing modalities of the West, such as Anthroposophic Medicine, Alchemy, as well as some of the ancestral medicine of the East, connecting to Ayurveda, classical Chinese medicine, Daoist medicine. So obviously, any one of these disciplinaries, one can spend an entire lifetime exploring. But in this course, we're going to help you understand the general overview of these medical frameworks and how us, through Wisdom Tree Institute, is pulling the specific strengths into our own ancestral medicine framework. So this course is going to be broken into two parts. The first part is going to be purely on theory. It's going to discuss some of the theoretical framework of all of these different modalities and how they can complement one another, how they speak one another and connect in a holistic diagnosis framework that I've currently used in diagnosing our patients at the Yangshan Clinic here at the Wisdom Tree Institute. Now, the second half of the course is going to be a practicum, how to apply all the theoretical frameworks that we've learned from the ancestral medicine into actually tactical modalities for healing. So we're going to touch upon how to use different healing modalities such as cupping, moxibustion, ancestral esoteric modalities using medicinal alcohol fire and applying it to tonify one's body, how to use such things as the heavenly lantern in the Daoist tradition and the medicines in this and how to use that for specific healing. We're going to expose you to a number of these different modalities, and you can pick and choose which one really speaks to you in order to integrate into your own arsenal and toolkit as a therapist, as a healer, as well as something that you can use to serve your community, your loved ones, your friends. But more so, what's important is to understand the principles and the underlying causation chain of when to use each of these tools, when they're appropriate and when they're not appropriate. Now, the majority of these modalities that we will teach is going to be from the East, just because from my experience, I find that in Chinese medicine, as well as the classical version of Chinese medicine, it holds a lot more of these practical toolkits. But we're also going to understand how these tools can complement both a Chinese diagnosis paradigm as well as the Western diagnostic paradigm. The first half of this course is going to be on theory, whereas the second half is the boom. For the theory part, that's going to be held online. And the second part, the practical, we would invite you to join us in Hanoi, Vietnam in order to actually partake on some of these applicable skills. Now, we've decided to combine this practical ancestral medicine course with our in-person Art of Qi and Medical Qigong course that we've been running for the past 3 years. You may have experienced yourself what it feels like to do cupping, or maybe you can learn it somewhere else. However, what's really unique with this course is that we're going to help you tangibly, experientially understand how each one of these modalities actually connects with the subtle energy body. So it's really through the internal alchemical process, being able to develop your sensitivity to feel energy, to conduct, to transmit energy, that you can fully understand why each of these tools are important and have specific uses that the ancients has once known, but now is forgotten or pushed into textbooks and theoretical knowledge without actual embodiment. So the Art of Qi program is very much going to teach you how to gain energy sensitivity as well as how to transmit energy. So not only will you understand what's actually working underneath the hood of all of these medicinal modalities and tools, but you're also going to be able to supercharge the usage of these tools with your own ability to actually add energy into these modalities. So ultimately, what we're looking to train you isn't to be a one-trick pony where every single session all you're doing is cupping, right, or moxibustion, but rather we're trying to give you an overall landscape and an overall architectural blueprint of when it's appropriate to use each of the ancestral medicine frameworks for diagnosis as well as for actual application. I know this is a very tall order. It's going to be serious training, and you're really going to get your eyes open in so many different facets and so many different dimensions dimensions to the art of medicine itself. So I'm really excited to put this course together because the Artichi program is very much something that I'm so passionate about providing, and we've been teaching this for so many cohorts now to students all over the world. However, the ancestral medicine is the theory that has been brewing for me to teach a number of these courses. So in the Artichi, I like to emphasize on the application, on trials and error, but never have I actually developed a course that's purely on the theoretical cognitive structures of what it takes to bring these modalities to life. So this is the first time I'm engaging more in the theoretical framework, and it's been a journey of mine for the past 10 years to first being exposed to the Western medicine paradigm, to the health and wellness industry, getting really deep into biohacking, longevity movement, trying different modern modalities, and then going into the ancestral medicine, traveling across the world, learning from different masters that have ancestral practices that very much has been forgotten and written out of history, both from the East as well as the West. And now putting all of that information together on this course, it's not designed to give you mastery in any one of these, but to give you this breadth of exposure that I believe that nowhere else can offer such a breadth of information and understanding for you. When I put this course together, there's a number of people that I had in mind for who this could help. The first, obviously, is for the actual therapist and healthcare practitioner, whether you're a body worker, whether you're a doctor, a healer, an energy worker, a movement artist, any number of these that requires you to have a holistic understanding of the human body and the human makeup. But on top of that, it's also for the people who are curious on understanding and getting a grasp of medicine, not in a way that they need to dedicate 4 years to a specific naturopathy degree or something like this, but rather to applying the Pareto's principle, the 20% of the most important things that creates 80% of the results. Getting a crash course on that so that you can immediately benefit your loved ones, your community members, your friends, and start practice from day one. If you're curious about learning how to heal and you want to understand both the theoretical framework, also getting confident and actually being able to heal people on site, and if both of these speak to you, then I invite you to join us and have a conversation with us on how you can continue advancing your own journey as a healer. I hope that gives you a good explanation and a good background. If you have any other questions, drop us a comment and please message us and we'll stay in touch. Take care now.